We're two friends who aren't afraid to speak our minds, share our stories, and maybe even get a little messy along the way.
So grab a drink, get comfy, and let's get scrappy. We're going to tackle topics that matter, share our opinions, and have some fun doing it.
Real talk, no apologies, unleashing our inner scrappy. This is Two Scrappy Chicks.
All right, I'm looking for the time. Anybody seeing the time counting down?
I don't see it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to count. We're just gonna have to watch it. So we're at 3:26. So someone give us a heads up. So Ashley, I'm so glad that you mentioned those organizations. I had no idea that those organizations existed. That simultaneously sounds like we're helping you with your new pregnancy and then the loss of your first pregnancy.
Yeah, they were helping both at once. The juggling of, have some joy. This pregnancy is going well, and then also grieving the loss of our first baby.
And I think in the show notes, we're going to be able to put in the names of these organizations and links, and maybe, a general rundown of the services that you found really supportive and helpful for you. And I think you also did mention that this is open forum for dads too.
Yeah, when I was taking the classes of learning how to be a mom, they said I could also have my husband there as well. And my husband was working, so he couldn't join. But when you do take the classes, they give you these things called baby bucks, and they have a little area for boys and a little area for girls where you can use these baby bucks and get baby stuff for your babies. So like bathtubs, clothes, diapers, wipes, high chairs, car seats, strollers, and they're all brand new. It's just they weren't bought because they had a ding on the box. So that was also good too, because I would take these classes, earn these baby bucks, and have a whole bunch of things for when I did have my son.
Wow, that's great. And that can be one of the hardest things, I think, for people to kind of wrap their heads around when you have a baby. All the things that you're going to need, and to have that much kind of taken off your plate that you'll have at least certain things provided for you, that's amazing.
I don't think she really bought diapers. In fact, I kind of teased her that she was a diaper hoarder. I open up her closet and there's diapers, not just the size that he was in now, but future sizes.
Yeah, I did. I was a diaper hoarder. I had they go all the way up to one all the way to size 6. And yeah, my mom was like, when I would go to the pregnancy resource center, because my mom would watch my son on Wednesdays, and she goes, "You got more clothes and more diapers, didn't you?" I'm like, "Yes, I did. I did."
But you know what? With clothes, they grow so quick. So it's kind of a waste to buy new all the time. You also have the resale shops, garage sales, hand-me-downs. Gotta love me some hand-me-downs.
Yeah,
And
when I had my twins, I was a frequent shopper at Once Upon a Child, and this is a very long time ago.
Yes.
Right? Love Once Upon a Child.
yes, because she's also goes there to sell her stuff. And then Ashley what do they do with the stuff that they say they can't resell? Do they go ahead and donate it, or do you go donate that?
Yeah, it's great because it's just upcycling. You bring in your old stuff, they go through it, they're like, ah, okay, this one's got a stain, so I don't want it. But yeah, they'll take stuff and give you money, or you can get store credit. I usually always do the money. But yeah, no, they have every I mean, there's a lot of things that have the tag on it brand new, and it's half the cost of buying it new. So yeah, that's a no-brainer. I love going there. It's literally like right down the road from my house, so I go there a lot. I mostly go there to get his like shirts, pants, shoes, and sometimes they have toys there that he really likes. They have pajamas there. They literally have everything there. But yeah, I love going there. But anything that they were like, no, we don't want, I have a cousin who had two twin boys and they're about 6 months old now. So I give Eli's hand-me-downs to my cousin. And then I get hand-me-downs from my sister-in-law because her son is like 5, but Eli is really big. He's 90th percentile. He's in 2T pants, 3T shirts right now. So it's just a whole system of hand-me-downs.
And I'd like to add, so Ashley's pregnancy, second pregnancy, was successful, and Eli will be 2 in August. But also during the pregnancy, Ashley discussed about the blood type and what you had to get done.
Yeah, I forgot to mention this in the first episode of the podcast, but the biggest thing that I was fixated on when I had my miscarriage was the blood type. So I'm a negative, and I'm pretty sure my husband's a plus blood type. So A and plus, you have to get the Rogan shot because it's an RH factor. So if you don't get the shot, usually your pregnancy won't go full term, and your body will try to fight off your baby, thinking it's like, I don't know, trying to hurt your body. So at 28 weeks, you have to get the Rogan shot so that doesn't happen. When I had my miscarriage, I did get the Rogan shot. So when I got that shot, I was obsessed with learning more about it and being like, maybe this is why I had my miscarriage, because I was a negative blood type and my baby was probably a positive blood type. And maybe that's why it didn't stick. But there's like a whole million reasons. It could have been not a good batch. It could have been it just didn't attach right. It could have been the blood type. I'll never know. Um, but it's not anything to worry about, but it is something to find out about when you are having a baby. Like, I mean, a lot of people don't know their blood type, but to find out your partner's blood type is a very good thing, because if you're a negative and your husband's a positive, that's going to be something that you're going to deal with down on the road. I also forgot to mention too, my OBGYN that I had that told me there's no heartbeat. She was just so cold about it and so rude about it. And so going into my second pregnancy, I was like, I'm going to give her another chance. Maybe she'll make up for it, because, you know, I had gone and did a follow-up with her after I had my miscarriage to make sure everything was gone. So I wanted to give her a second chance. So when I found out I was pregnant with my second pregnancy, I had an appointment with her. And you know what's just so funny is I had this appointment set up with her, and she wasn't coming in that day. So they said, "Are you okay with a male doctor?" And I'm like, you know what? I'm in my 20s, late 20s. I don't care who sees down there. They're going to see down there when I give birth anyways. So they said, we have a doctor named Joseph Martin. And I'm like, oh, he sounds nice. Cool. Let's do it. And I had to go in that same room where I found out that there was no heartbeat. And it was so hard being in that room. Can't remember if my husband was with me. I think it was just me. And when I was in that room, he comes in, he introduces himself, he shakes my hand, he says, "Hi, I'm Dr. Martin." I was like, "So nice to meet you." And I was just, kind of crying, doing a little like sniffling, like, and he's like, "Are you okay?" And I said, "It's really hard being in this room because we got bad news in this room of losing our first pregnancy." And he was just really good bedside manner. He grabbed a box of tissues and handed it to me, and he goes, I'm not a woman, so I don't know um, going through that. But my wife had a miscarriage, and I know how hard that was for us when we went through that. So I'm hoping that we have good news today. Such a fantastic doctor.
And that made all the difference in the world, didn't it?
Absolutely, it did. He was my doctor throughout my second pregnancy with Eli, and he just made me feel better about everything. Um, he was like, "Yep, there's a heartbeat. We're good. Like everything's going to be good." I would have so many questions for him because you would only see your OBGYN doctor once a month during your pregnancy. So it was really hard. So again, the Pregnancy Resource Center made up for a lot of that because I would always get an ultrasound or get a Doppler. When you have your appointments with the doctor, you don't get too many ultrasounds. You get mostly Doppler and then questions, and then you're done. It's like really fast. I always see a funny video be like, "Okay, lie down. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, all right, you're done. See you in a month." Like that's literally how it is with your appointments with the OBGYN. But he helped me get through it. And I remember I think we were going, once you reach your second trimester, you're fine. And he goes, "You're so close to your second trimester. Once you hit your second trimester, you are having this baby." That's what he said to me. "You are having this baby." He goes, "Don't worry about it. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everything's good." Yeah, no, he was a fantastic doctor.
That's awesome. And oh, don't forget, they also, when you get there, you probably got to give a specimen of your urine, right?
Oh, yeah, I did have to pee every month in a cup. Yeah, they would test my pee every single month. I'd pee in a cup. Now with Eli, my pregnancy was mostly good. First trimester, I was nauseous. So I thought for sure I was having a girl, because I was very nauseous. I was nauseous from the moment that I woke up to the moment that I went to bed. Never threw up once, but I was always nauseous. So I wouldn't eat a lot. I'd eat crackers a lot. I'd eat very light. And then my doctor told me wear C-bands. They're for motion sickness when you're on a boat. And he said, "Wear C-bands. They put pressure on your wrists that makes the nausea go away." So did that, and it was fantastic and went away. I literally tried everything. I tried ginger. I tried, like when you wake up first thing in the morning, have crackers. It was not working. I tried Preggy Pops. Those didn't work either. But I thought for sure I was having a girl. So I want to mention this, Mom, because I haven't even told Chris about this. But when we found out we're pregnant with our boy, and we got you can either wait until the ultrasound to see if it's a boy or girl, or you can do the blood test, and it'll let you know if it's a boy or a girl. It takes a really long time. I think it takes like 8 weeks to come back. I forget when you can do it, but we ended up doing that. And I shared it with my sister-in-law. I shared it with my two best friends. And then I shared it with you, Mom.
Yes.
You want to tell that story?
Yes. I was able to sign in to your credentials and read what it was. And I believe I accidentally did a slip up and you caught it. And I kind of was like trying to get you to, I was trying to sway you away. How do you remember it?
So, how I remember it is we were talking on the phone. I think we are a couple of days because we did this on Valentine's Day. We were going to do and it came back a couple of days before Valentine's Day. But our plan was to go to Build-A-Bear, and my friends were going to build a bear, whatever they were going to pick. And my stepsister actually gave me a gift card to Build-A-Bear. She's awesome. But yeah, our plan was to build a bear, and they have a little shirt saying it's a boy, it's a girl. So I had bought the shirts previously, and then I just gave them the gift card and I said, pick whatever you want and put the shirt on and put it in the box. And they're like, okay. So me and my husband, we walked around and we shopped while they put together the bear. Valentine's Day was so crowded, so it took a while. We were there until the mall closed. But anyways, what had happened, Mom, is we're on the phone and we were talking, and you're talking about Grandma Sue having two grandsons. And I knew that Grandma Sue only had one grandson. And I said, what do you mean two grandsons? And I said, it's Haley, right? Right?
Yes.
Haley. Yes. Haley that's my stepdad's daughter. She has three kids. She has two girls and a boy. And so I know she had the boy. When I had a miscarriage, she had her boy. So they're Eli and Silas aren't too far apart in age. I think they're like what, 6 months apart?
He will be 3 in October.
Okay. Yeah. About a year apart. So yeah, so you said Grandma Sue has two grandsons, and I like, what, is Haley pregnant again with a boy? And you're like, oh no. And you're like, oh no, but and I'm like, Mom, did you just give away the gender of our baby? And she's like, no, it's not a boy, it's a girl. It could be a boy, it could be a girl.
I don't know what's happening with your microphone, Ginger, but it's getting worse. It sounds like you're like talking through a tin can. Really bad. Yeah. Ashley, can you hear that? Or is it maybe it's on just on my side?
Yeah, no, you do sound like you're in a tin can.
Really? Okay, we'll
Yeah.
have to work on that. Is that better?
A little bit, not really.
Let me get closer to the thing. How about now?
Eh,
I'm like right next to the router.
I don't know if it's got anything to do with the router. It's almost sounds like it's your microphone.
yeah.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. I will
Oh,
work on
there you
that.
go. That's better.
That better?
Yes,
Okay.
much
Don't-
better.
Don't move.
Okay, I'm like right on top of the router. Okay. Oh, one thing that I forgot to mention when I was pregnant with Ashley, the other reason why I had gone to my visit and they do the blood pressure and all that, and my blood pressure was sky high. And they had just found out that I had moved an hour south of the hospital. And she said, can I trust you to drive yourself to the hospital? Otherwise, I'm sending an ambulance after you. So I said, yeah, I'll go. So unexpectedly, without any of my stuff, I had to drive myself to the hospital and then let everyone know that I was there. And the condition that they call it when the blood pressure was high is, was it preeclampsia? And there's another word for it. No, not crazy. Marie, do you know what it's called?
Yeah, it's preeclampsia.
Okay. So it's preeclampsia. I thought there was another word for it.
High blood pressure.
No, there was maybe preeclampsia is it. But yeah, it's kind of dangerous for both the mother and the baby. And we had just moved and I was unpacking, so my ankles were swollen. So I kind of brought that on myself. Hence why she's like, she goes, this baby's gonna be coming out. And I look at her and I'm like, what? I mean, because you know the baby's gonna have to come out, but when you don't know what you're expecting, you just like You're like, uh, no, can she stay there a little bit longer? But it's funny with when I was pregnant with Kevin, I'm like, please get out.
That's funny. That's how I was when I was pregnant with Eli. I'm like, oh my God, it's so much. I had to pee so much. Like I would go pee and then I go back to bed and then I would like as soon as I got back to bed, it felt like I had to go pee again after going pee.
That, oh, I forgot to mention that I was getting that when I was a couple of months with you, and I was 7 months, 7 months, 7 months, and what was it called? Oh, I was in early labor. I had like bladder bladder infection, kidney infection. So they had to stop it. So you were almost early.
Geez, you had a lot of complications with me. I'm sorry.
Yes. Hence why two after two was enough, the high risk.
Well, with Kevin, didn't you tell me when he was born the umbilical cord was wrapped around his neck, right?
No, no. I kept taking the oxygen mask off of me, and they think that's why his heart was irregular.
Oh, okay. Don't know where I got the umbilical cord story then.
No, neither one of you. Maybe somebody else. But that's scary. Some scary stuff. Pregnancy is scary stuff. And like I said, going through issues the first time, and I mean not so much the second time. Like I felt like I was pregnant forever with Kevin. And oh, let me tell you, being pregnant in the summer isn't fun. You feel like
Oh my God, yes.
huge.
You're
Like
you're
like
huge, you're
Arnold.
hot.
Huge. Like Arnold.
Ouch.
Huge. Murray, were you pregnant in the summer at all?
Yeah, I was with Laura, my first one, and we had no air conditioning and it was a drought that summer. I used to look, we didn't have a TV or a radio or anything because we were so poor. And I used to go to work every day and ask people what the weather was going to be like because I was praying for rain for something to cool it down because Laura was not born until the end of October and it was just a very long and hot summer. So it was, yeah, pretty miserable. All we had was a box fan.
Oh my gosh. That that's like
I
my
took a lot
childhood.
of cold showers, a lot of cold showers.
The box fan, that's my childhood. That was my best friend because I did not have air conditioning in my room. That was my best friend. So, okay.
With Eli, I think beginning with Eli, my only complication was the nausea, and then also I told the doctor the wrong date. You remember this because we went for an ultrasound and you went with me and we went to the ultrasound appointment
Yes.
and they're like, he's measuring a lot uh faster than what the date you gave me. And what did I mess up? I messed up the date of when my period started or when it ended or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I gave them the wrong date. So he was actually supposed to be due around your birthday instead of November 13th. I mean August 13th. August 13th. Sorry.
Yes. Yes. And then I think it got bumped up again.
Yeah,
So
it
yeah.
did. So I pretty much worked my entire pregnancy. I was also working a part-time job dog sitting too, which now my brother does for me because I can't handle a baby and dogs. But I was doing dog sitting and working a full-time job all the way until I gave birth to Eli. So like 2 days I was off for like 2 days and then dog that week, and then boom, gave birth to a baby. We were supposed to go in August 2nd to get induced, and the hospital was completely full. It was a full moon, of course, right? And they're like, we'll call you when there's a room available. Did not get a phone call. I just slept, woke up at 6 in, called them and like, can I come in? I was supposed to be induced yesterday. And they're like, yeah, come in at 8. So August 3rd, we go in at 8, and the whole birth took like 7-8 hours. And Mom, you showed up after you're done with work. You want to talk about the whole birthing story? Because I've been talking too much.
Yes, and we can, in a part 2 episode, we will talk about your birthing story and how I was very fortunate to be there. So this will conclude Ashley's story about her miscarriage. And the next episode that Ashley comes back on, she will talk about her successful pregnancy with Eli and his birth story. And I will give my input in how it was to be there. And I will also put in links of the organization Ashley talked about, the Pregnancy Resources. Very good place that provides support. So until next time, be scrappy. Thanks for tuning in, chicks. Join us next time for more real talk and scrappy vibes. Don't forget to follow us on social media and subscribe to our podcast for more fun content. We are at 2 Scrappy Chicks on Instagram.